Hi friends. Today let us talk about the various advantages and disadvantages of electric cars. Why petrol or diesel cars are better than electric one. The electric car is a relatively new concept in the world of the automotive industry. Although some companies have based their entire model of cars around being proactive and using electricity, some also offer hybrid vehicles that work off both electricity and gas. Cars produce a lot of carbon emissions that are ejected into our natural atmosphere, leaving us vulnerable to things like pollution and greenhouse gases. In order to positively help the environment we live in, an electric car is a great step forward. By buying an electric car, you can also receive government subsidies for being environmentally conscious. Although you may end up paying more for your vehicle, the positives greatly overshadow the negatives. However, there are still two sides to consider when you're thinking about investing in an electric vehicle. EVs get their power from rechargeable batteries installed inside the car. These batteries are not only used to power the car but also used for the functioning of lights and wipers. Electric cars have more batteries than a regular gasoline car. It's the same kind of batteries that are commonly used when starting up a gasoline engine. The only difference comes in the fact that in electric vehicles, they have more of them, which are used to power the engine. An electric car can be a great way for you, as a consumer, to save a lot of money on gas. However, there are so many different reasons why you should invest in an electric car in the modern day of technology. Electric cars are entirely charged by the electricity you provide, meaning you don't need to buy any gas ever again. Driving fuel-based cars can burn a hole in your pocket as prices of fuel have gone all-time high. The average American pays about 15 cents a mile to drive a gas-powered vehicle, whereas many electric cars run on 5 cents a mile. Electricity is largely less expensive than gasoline. If most people charge their cars in the garage installing a few solar panels, that price can get cut even further, offering savings on powering your entire home. With electric cars, this cost of $2,000 minus $4,000 on gas each year can be avoided. These cars can be fueled for very low prices, and many new cars will offer great incentives for you to get money back from the government for going green. Electric cars can also be a great way to save money in your own life. The biggest advantage of an electric vehicle is its green credential. Electric cars are 100% eco-friendly as they run on electrically powered engines. It does not emit toxic gases or smoke in the environment as it runs on a clean energy source. They are even better than hybrid cars as hybrids running on gas produce emissions. You'll be contributing to a healthy and green climate. EVs are growing in popularity. It is nearly 3 times as efficient as cars with an internal combustion engine, according to Wikipedia. With popularity comes all new types of cars being put on the market that are unique, providing you with a wealth of choices moving forward. Electric cars undergo the same fitness and testing procedures as other fuel-powered cars. An electric car is safer to use, given their lower center of gravity, which makes them much more stable on the road in case of a collision. In case an accident occurs, one can expect airbags to open up an electricity supply to cut from the battery. This can prevent you and other passengers in the car from serious injuries. They are even less likely to explode in the absence of any combustible fuel or gas. Earlier, owning an electric car would cost a bomb, but with more technological advancements, both cost and maintenance have gone down. The mass production of batteries and available tax incentives further brought down the cost, thus, making it much more cost-effective. Consult a tax specialist to learn more about any tax credits that might be available to you on the state or federal level. Electric cars run on electrically powered engines, and hence there is no need to lubricate the engines, anything related to the combustion engine or a ton of maintenance tasks that are usually associated with a gas engine. Electric cars put a curb on noise pollution as they are much quieter. Electric motors are capable of providing smooth drive with higher acceleration over longer distances. Many owners of electric cars have reported positive savings of up to tens of thousands of dollars a year. Batteries are an integral part of an electric vehicle. Most electric vehicle batteries are lithium ones, and their costs are improving every year. The full capacity of a lithium-ion battery cell should be good for 300 to 500 cycles. A good battery could last you up to 10 years. With the improving technologies, the cost of these batteries is expected to come down even more. The disadvantages of an electric car is: although the evidence of the positives has become very clear, there are also some downsides that each individual needs to consider before they decide to make an electric car their next big investment. Electric fueling stations are still in the development stages. Not a lot of places you go to on a daily basis will have electric fueling stations for your vehicle, meaning that if you're on a long trip or decide to visit family in a rural or suburban area and run out of charge, it may be harder to find a charging station. You may be stuck where you are. However, until charging stations are more widespread, be sure to have a charging station maps where you live and where you frequently go so that you'll be able to charge your new EV when you need to. As EVs are very new, you may be surprised when you take a look at the sticker price for EVs. Even the more affordable brands can be around $30,000 to $40,000. If you're looking for a luxury option, you may be paying $80,000 or even more. Though technology is advancing and the price to produce electric cars continues to drop, you still have to pay $10,000 to $50,000 more for an EV than for a gas-powered car. Electric cars can also be a hassle on your energy bill if you're not considering the options carefully. If you haven't done your research into the electric car you want to purchase, then you may be making an unwise investment. Sometimes electric cars require a huge charge to function properly, which may reflect poorly on your electricity bill each month. Electric cars are limited by range and speed. Most of these cars have a range of about 50 to 100 miles and need to be recharged again. You just can't use them for long journeys as of now, although it is expected to improve in the future. While it takes a couple of minutes to fuel your gasoline-powered car, an electric car takes about 4 to 6 hours and sometimes even a day to get fully charged. Therefore, you need dedicated power stations as the time taken to recharge them is quite long. Thus, the time investment and necessary planning do put some people off. There are some kits that can cut the charging time down. But again, that is going to be an additional investment. So consider that, too. Silence can be a bit disadvantageous as people like to hear the noise if they are coming from behind them. An electric car is, however, silent and can lead to accidents in some cases. Depending on the type and usage of battery, batteries of almost all electric cars are required to be changed every 3 to 10 years. Electric vehicles are also not 100% emission-free, they cause a little amount of pollution indirectly. The batteries and electricity needed for charging are not necessarily generated from renewable energy sources. Do you know which sources of electricity are most popular in each country around the world? Most countries rely on traditional sources of energy like coal, gas, and oil, but some countries are beginning to rely on renewable sources like hydropower and solar. Electricity is generated by converting primary sources like coal, oil, gas, solar power, and hydropower into energy. In the case of fossil fuels, they are typically burned to generate heat, which produces steam to rotate a generator to produce electricity. This form of electricity production is very efficient but is not renewable and can harm the environment. Renewable resources work in different ways to create electricity. For instance, solar panels absorb sunlight to create electrical charges within the panel's cell to generate power. Nowadays most of the countries generate electricity by converting the primary sources like coal, oil and gas. To make electricity through these sources means petrol or diesel cars are the better option. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy this, please subscribe and also enable the bell icon to get notification.